One of the things on the long list of stuff I don't understand is the way football games are broadcast on TV. And now, all the football games are broadcast on TV. Pro, college, high school, little kids playing in Pop Warner games, they're all on TV. Each game is assigned to a team of announcers. The top game gets the A team, and a game featuring two stiffs on the field will get two stiffs in the booth. The one thing all of the announcers for all of the games have in common is that they are all wearing suits and ties. And that's the part I don't understand. Why do they wear suits and ties? It's a football game, not a formal occasion. Do any of the spectators wear suits and ties? Has anyone ever dressed up in a suit and tie to go to a football game? No, except for the announcers. Why do they do that? I don't get it. This is football, and the announcers look like morticians or international diplomats. Why are they wearing suits and ties? Does this make the broadcast more respectable, more professional? Maybe it does. There are all these pregame shows, too, where former players and coaches laugh a lot and talk about the games that are going to be played that day. They try to sound insightful when they're not laughing, and they sound like they know what they're talking about, but they don't know what's going to happen in any of the games. The one thing all of them have in common is that they're all wearing suits and ties. Sometimes these suits look very expensive, shiny suits with pocket handkerchiefs. But these are guys with no necks. No matter how expensive the suit may be, they just don't look comfortable up there, even when they're laughing. And they're laughing about 75 to 80% of the time. Why are all these men wearing suits and ties? If it was a political roundtable, maybe it would make sense for them to wear suits, or a board meeting of some big corporation. But they're not talking about politics or economics or theology. They're talking about football. It seems very funny to me that they would all be wearing suits and ties. They look like they just came from a wedding and they haven't had time to change. The only one not wearing a suit and tie is the female reporter on the sidelines, but she is, most likely, laughing. I think a cable network should start broadcasting football games and have their announcers look like people who would be watching a football game, not a pack of corporate suits. They would be men and women with necks, wearing jerseys or sweats, and they'd be drinking beer, of course, and shouting and cursing, and they'd be a lot more critical about what they're seeing than the guys in the suits. The guys in the suits are very rarely, if ever, critical about the games they're announcing. They never say this team sucks or this is more boring than watching Jell-O set up. If a team is losing by 40 points, a guy in a suit and tie will point out that they're all good people with absolutely no quit in them. And the other guy in a suit and tie, his partner, will agree with him and make it sound as if that was a true and profound assessment. It would be nice sometimes to hear the guys in the suits admit that the game blows and someone should pull the plug. And they should definitely stop wearing suits and ties. Which reminds me, a minor point but a related one, in baseball the managers should stop wearing uniforms. That's ridiculous. They're never going to play. They don't need to wear a uniform. If they want, they could start wearing suits and ties, just not the uniform. Some of them are old and fat and horribly out of shape, and they look terrible in the uniform. There's absolutely no reason to have them wear a uniform. It would be like making the head football coach dress up in pads and a helmet, or the basketball coach has to wear shorts. That would be stupid. It's the same for baseball. Stop making the managers wear uniforms. It's stupid.